And good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Papago Park. Todd Garbison for Southwest Sports Network, and it's play-by-play coverage in the 2015 Woodbat Classics MLK Classic. And we are underway here in the Futures Championship game. It features Tempe United coming in at 3 wins and 1 loss, and the undefeated Aggies at 4-0. And Ryan Johnson leads off for Tempe United. Up there hitting from the right side of the plate, and he faces Anibal Tafoya, the starter in today's championship game for the Aggies. Now the wide and the 2-0 pitch. And that's over the outside corner, a strike, and it goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. Again, Ryan Johnson leads off for Tempe United. Elias Martinez bats second. Matt Bergevin hits third. Mike Kinney is fourth for Tempe United. Then Mateo Baker bats fifth. Luke Bell is sixth. Now the 2-1 pitch. And that's a swing and a miss, a strike, and it's 2-2. And the rest of the order then for Tempe United: Justin Valenzuela bats 7th, Trey Mayfield is 8th, Justin Harasha 9th, and Zach Smith bats 10th. Getting started a little bit late today. 3:30 was the scheduled start time. We're just about an hour late. 4:30 or so was our first pitch, as that one is over for a called third strike, and Johnson is the first out of the ball game. Unofficially a 4:29 first pitch here at Papago Park on field number 2. Now Elias Martinez batting from the left side. He's in and ready, and the first pitch on the way, and that's a ground ball over to the right side. That's scooped up there, and a throw on to first base is in time. And there are 2 down in the first as Martinez grounds out 4-3. Defensively for the Aggies, we mentioned Anibal Tafoya, the starting pitcher. David Quadros is the catcher. Abril Castaneda is at first base. Aiden Rodriguez just fielded that ground ball. He's the second baseman for the Aggies. Playing shortstop, Andres Cota, and Eddie Morales is at third. The outfield for the Aggies: Jacob Carrillo in left, Ricky Carrasco in center field, Jordan Canales in right. And now Bergevin takes a pitch over the outside corner. That's a strike. 2 outs, base is empty. Just getting going here in the top of the first inning. Beautiful afternoon here at Papago Park. And the 1 strike is a slow roller third baseline, and about halfway down takes a left turn foul. And the count goes to 0-2. .72 degrees under clear skies, blue skies all around. Perfect day as the next pitch is lined into center field. That's going to hang up though long enough for the center fielder Carrasco to come in and make the catch, and that will end the inning. A 3-up, 3-down top of the first for Tempe United. Aggies will come up here after a half inning. Tempe United nothing, and the Aggies on their way up in the championship game of the Futures Division. Go to the bottom of the first inning. David Quadros, the catcher, leads off for the Aggies and takes the first pitch high for a ball. And the next one over for a strike, and it's 1-1. Luke Bell, the starting pitcher today for Tempe United, as he gets the nod in this championship game. And the 1-1 pitch. And a fly ball to left field. Playable out there under it. And a catch. Yeah, they're going to say no catch as the ball comes out. That one coming down to the left fielder, Justin Valenzuela, not able to handle it. And Tempe United coach is coming out of the dugout asking if maybe that was on a transfer. And now they'll bring in the base umpire, and the umpiring pair will talk it over and see if either one of them had a better shot at it. To be honest with you, I took my eyes off the play as well, as it looked like Valenzuela settled under it, but play stands. That'll go as an E7, and Quadros is aboard at first base. Now Ricky Carrasco, the center fielder for the Aggies. Turn, an easy throw to first base, and the runner is back. So Quadros leads off. Carrasco bats second. Daniel Reese is the extra hitter for the Aggies. Castaneda at first base bats fourth. Andres Cotas fifth. Jacob Carrillo bats sixth. And that went over the outside corner to Carrasco for a strike. And Jordan Canales, the right fielder, bats seventh for the Aggies. Anibal Tafoya, the pitcher, is eighth. The number 9 hitter is Eddie Morales, and Dylan Ramirez in as a designated hitter as he bats for the second baseman, Aiden Rodriguez. Low and outside for a ball, 1-1. Again, a runner at first and nobody out. No score, bottom of the first, as Tempe United went 3 up and 3 down in the top of the first inning. Aggies already a little bit ahead on that pace anyway, getting the leadoff hitter aboard in the bottom of the first. As the next one is a fastball high, and it's 2-1. Turn, and easy throw again to first base, and the runner able to get back without diving back, just able to get in there standing up. And the set from Bell in the pitch. That's high, and it's 3-1. The set, check of the runner at first base, the 3-1 pitch, and that'll stay upstairs. Ball 4. Carrasco walks. Quadros is pushed to second base, and the batter is Daniel Reese. Pitch comes up and in as Reese trying to bunt. Got a piece of it, but again, that was up and in on him, and he was able to get just a piece of it to foul it off. You almost wonder if he didn't get the bat on, if he might have gotten hit by that pitch. So Aggies with the number 3 hitter up there, and the first 2 aboard in the bottom of the first inning, trying to bunt runners over. Back, and the next one on the way. Got a bunt again, and this one's bunted foul, and the count goes to 0-2. So the defense for Tempe United, then Valenzuela in left, Mayfield in center, and Smith in right. Bergevin the third baseman, Johnson the shortstop. Harasha plays second, Martinez at first, and Kenny catching Luke Bell. That ball popped up behind the plate, playable, and a catch. Kenny makes a whale of a play as that one tailing away from him and having to deal with the backstop coming up in a hurry. Kenny stays with it and puts it away. So Reese, after fouling off the first 2 trying to bunt, pops out in foul territory to the catcher. Now Castaneda. And Castaneda with a swing and a miss for a strike. 2 aboard, 1 out. Bottom of the first inning and no score in the Futures Championship game. And the look back, and the pitch on the way. That's off the end of the bat, foul back and out of play. And the count goes to 0-2. So Luke Bell trying to pitch out of some first inning trouble. Got a fly ball that was misplayed in left field, dropped in left field, I guess, basically. And then a walk after that, put 2 aboard. There's a line shot, and off the glove of the second baseman. Still going to maybe have a play at first. The throw there is in time, and so they get the out. Good job for Haracha to stay with that one, to throw out Castaneda at first base. Quadros moves to third and Carrasco to second. But from a Tempe United standpoint, had a chance at a double play there because the runners were well off the bag, particularly over at first. But Haracha not able to snare the line drive, maybe tailing away from him a little bit, but did a good job to stay with it and threw out the runner at first. Now Andres Cota takes a pitch high for ball one. Two outs in the inning now, two in scoring position. And the pitch off the plate, a little bit wide there, 2-0. The 2-0 pitch. And that's low for a ball, 3-0. And now if you're Bell, you don't necessarily want to give in here. Maybe 3-0, you can sneak one over for a strike, but with first base open, you may want to take your chance with the next hitter in the lineup. And the pitch is low, and it's ball 4. So Cota goes to first base, second walk of the inning. That loads the bases for the Aggies in the bottom of the first. And the batter is Jacob Carrillo. Quadros at third, Carrasco at second, Cota at first. And the first pitch to Carrillo is high for ball 1. No score in the bottom of the first inning, but a chance for the Aggies to change that here where the base is full. And that pitch over for a strike. And you figure after 4 in a row to Cota, the first one to Carrillo misses, and so maybe he's taken until he sees a strike. He gets one here, and now he'll be ready to go. The 1-1 pitch. And that's hit out into right field. Smith over, back a few steps. He'll get under it, and he makes the catch to retire the side. So Luke Bell pitches out of first inning trouble. An error start of the inning, couple of more walks, load the bases, but the Aggies are turned away. No runs, no hits, an error, and they leave the bases loaded after 1 inning to play from Papago Park. There's no score. Mike Kinney, the leadoff hitter, takes the first pitch high for a ball. Now the wind of the 1-0. Off the outside corner, it's 2 balls and no strikes. And now the 2-0 from Tafoya. And that's fouled off. And they count 2-1. So Kenny, Baker, and Bell for Tempe United in the top of the second inning. And the next one misses for a ball, 3-1. Tafoya back to the line and the pitch. And that one near the outside corner for a called strike, and the count runs full. Into the line again, and now the 3-2. And a slow ground ball, foul wide of third. We stay at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Back in there and ready, trying to lead it off for Tempe United in the second. The 3-2. And that's hit pretty well out to center field. But that'll hang up there again, and the center fielder Carrasco is there for the catch. back-to-back hitters that have made pretty good contact there for Tempe United with the liners out to center field. And now the batter is Mateo Baker. And the first one to Baker over for a strike. 1 out, base is empty. Top of the second inning, no score in the Futures Championship game. And the 1-strike pitch. Pretty good spot there, but a ball, and it's 1-1. Luke Bell in the on-deck circle, and again he pitched down a treble in the first inning. Had an error in the field, and then a couple of walks to load the bases, although that by the time they had loaded the bases, 2 were out. Another liner into center field. This one's going to drop for a base hit, and Baker has the first hit, and he's the first base runner of the game for Tempe United. It's a 1-out single for Mateo Baker, and he's aboard at first with 1 out for Luke Bell. Tafoya with the first pitch. That's high for ball 1. Tafoya with the set as he checks over to first base, and the next pitch on the way, and that's popped up. First base side, that'll get out of play. Bell back in there and ready. 1 on, 1 out, a 1-1 count. And a turn, little sidearm throw over to first, and the runner back. The set, the 1-1. That's high, 2 balls and a strike. One pitch on the way, and that's a line drive, and that's going to get into shallow right center field, down for a base hit. So Bell follows Baker's hit with a base hit of his own, and now 2 aboard with 1 out for Justin Valenzuela. First one of Valenzuela misses for ball 1. And that one misses. 2 balls and no strikes. 2 aboard and 1 out, top of the second inning, and no score. Valenzuela in the driver's seat here, 2-0 the count with a couple of runners on base. See if he gets a good one to hit. Takes high for a ball, and it's 3-0. Valenzuela's got to be taken here with 2 on and no, make it 1 out here, but 3-0 the count. Valenzuela looking back at the plate umpire, but again, I believe 3-0 as Tafoya, the right-hander, is ready. And his pitch on the way, and that'll miss upstairs, and that's ball 4. Everybody's got ball 4 except the plate umpire. And they do now award him first base. It was ball 4. So Valenzuela walks on 4 straight, and that loads the bases for Tempe United in the top of the 2nd inning. And the batter is Trey Mayfield. Mayfield in there and ready, and the first one on the way, and that one's over for a strike. So Tafoya, after the 4-pitch walk to Valenzuela, comes back and throws one down the middle for a strike. Out of the wind and the 0-1. That's high for a ball, 1-1. And the next one over for a strike, and the count 1-2 on Mayfield. Into the wind again, and the pitch fouled back. Mayfield got a piece of it, and I think that might have got on the catcher's face mask. We stay with a count of 1 ball and 2 strikes. And the 1-2 pitch hit on the ground over to the right side. Rodriguez will go to second for an out, on to first base. Not in time, and that'll get a run in for Tempe United. Ball rolled out there slow enough that Rodriguez wasn't going to have a play at the plate. Still did a nice thing to go to second to force Valenzuela. So 4-6 on the force play to retire Justin Valenzuela. It's a fielder's choice and an RBI for Mayfield as Baker scores, and Tempe United leads 1-0. Now Bell at first. I make it Bell at third and Mayfield at first. And it's Justice Harasha at the plate. And a throw over to first. And Mayfield dives back. Probably a pretty good spot to run here, and we'll see if Tempe United does try to get Mayfield going over at first base. Turn and a throw to first, and again Mayfield back. Of course, if you're the Aggies, the risk you run here by worrying about that runner at first base is if you do end up with a bad throw over that way, then the runner from third base could score easily. Still waiting for the first pitch to Harasha. It's on the way now, and it's high for ball 1. First and third with 2 outs, a run in for Tempe United in the top of the 2nd. They lead the Aggies 1-0. It's the Futures Championship game of the MLK Classic. Another throw to first, and again Mayfield back. Foya sets. Mayfield takes off. The pitch is over for a strike. No throw to second base, and so Mayfield is in with a stolen base. And now a slow ground ball over to third, and Morales makes the play and throws. I don't know, maybe they said no tag. But they get the final out, and that will end the inning. A run in for Tempe United, though. They get a run here in the top of the second after an inning and a half. They lead the Aggies by a score of 1-0. Seven, 8, and 9 on the order for the Aggies in the bottom of the second as Jordan Canales takes the first pitch for a strike. Now the 0-1. And that's hit out to center field. And it'll drift over into left center a little bit, but Mayfield there to make the catch. And that's out number 1. Now to Foya, the Aggie starting pitcher, will try to get things started with one out, and the base is empty. And a swing and a miss on an off-speed pitch way out in front there for a strike. And the 0-1. That's high. 1 ball and 1 strike. Aggies batting in the bottom of the second inning, down 1-0. And there's a ball hit pretty well out to right center field, and that's going to get down. Mayfield couldn't get over there. Good hustle, though, to get to it and hold Tafoya to a single. Anibal Tafoya with a base hit. First hit of the ball game for the Aggies. They had 3 base runners in the first inning, but it was an error and 2 walks. Their first clean base hit comes with 1 out in the second. And now Tafoya aboard at first base with 1 out for Eddie Morales. And the first one to Morales, low for a ball. Mentioned the Aggies went 4-0 to get into this championship game. They allowed just single runs in each of their first 3 games. And then an 8-5 win in their most recent one. The next one is high, 2-0 to Morales. So 7-1 winners over Las Cruces, New Mexico. They beat Sandlot 3-1 and the Chandler D-backs 8-1 before beating the Chandler Grizzlies Black Squad 8-5 earlier today. And next one high, and it's 3-0. And in fact, that 8-5 win was on this field right before this game got started. And the winner, it had been decided already. Tempe United knew they were in, and they were going to play the winner of the Aggies and the Chandler Grizzlies Black. 4-pitch walk to Morales. He's aboard. Tafoya goes to second, and now it's the number 10 hitter in the Aggies order. It's Dylan Ramirez. And the first pitch over for a strike. The set of the 1-strike pitch. That's bounced in there, blocked by Kenny, and the count goes to 1-1. Bell's next one up and in, and it's 2-1. And if you're Tempe United, you get a run in the top of the second inning. Really hoping for a quick bottom of the second, but not to be. 2 aboard and 1 out. And now a swing and a miss, and it's 2-2. Set from Bell, the 2-2 pitch. That's up and in, and that runs the count full. Let's see if the runners take off here. 3-2 with only 1 out. They're going to hold, and that ball fouled straight to the backstop. And with the top of the order next, David Quadros, the catcher, in the on-deck circle. Well, you maybe don't try to get those runners going here. Another 3-2, and a swing and a miss. And so Ramirez strikes out. First strikeout of the game for Luke Bell, and it comes at a good time here. Gets the second out in the Aggie second inning, and now it is back to the top of the order. Quadros going after the first one, punches it into left field. It's down, and it's going to get past the left fielder, and that's going to allow Tafoya to score. Morales going to be waved around. He will score, and stopping at second base is David Quadros. And just like that, the Aggies lead Tempe United 2-1. Valenzuela kind of stuck there on that ball. It was not hit very hard going out there anyway, and so came charging in and then had to make a decision. Was he going to try to make the catch or stop and play it on a bounce? He decided to go for it. Could not get to it. It bounces and goes past him. Going to get a courtesy runner at second base for the catcher Quadros, as Dylan Simsrud is out to run at second. And Ricky Carrasco, the center fielder for the Aggies, he'll bat with a runner at second and 2 outs. 2 runs in for the Aggies, and they lead Tempe United 2-1. First one misses for a ball. And a fly ball into center field. And Mayfield there to make the catch, and the inning is over. But the Aggies strike for a couple of runs. They do it on 2 hits, and they leave 1 runner after 2 innings of play. It's the Aggies 2 and Tempe United 1. Ten, 1 and 2 in the order in the third inning. Zach Smith going after the first one, rolls it out to Cota, and he can't handle the ground ball, and E6 begins the Tempe United third inning. First error of the ball game for the Aggies. And the batter is Ryan Johnson. Good lead over there at first. Runner takes off, and the throw down to second base will not be in time. So Smith with a steal of second, and he's into scoring position. 1-0 pitch on the inside corner, and a called strike. Tempe United fans thinking maybe that one is up a little bit, but called strike, and they count 1-1. Johnson called out on strikes to start the ball game. And a swing and a miss, and it's 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes. Runner at first base, nobody out top of the third. Tempe United trailing the Aggies 2-1. And that pitch foul to the backstop. So Johnson right on that one, and the count stays 1-2. Tafoya pitch and the fly ball, and that's going to get past Carrillo, and into second base goes Johnson as Smith is held at third. Second and third with nobody out for Tempe United. Elias Martinez the batter. Just a reminder, a lot of tournaments still coming up here for Southwest Woodbat Classics. They've got the preseason classic coming up next weekend, the 23rd, 4th, and 5th. They'll have a 14U spring kickoff classic in February the 20th, 21st, and 22nd. And then, of course, go quiet for the high school season, or mostly quiet anyway. Back at it with a summer kickoff classic, May 15th, 16th, 17th. And then there are 2 big summer tournaments in June as that pitch is over for a strike. Infield comes in for the Aggies, so the infielders all playing on the grass with Martinez up there. Elias grounded out to Rodriguez, the second baseman, his first time up. Second and third, nobody out. The 1-strike pitch fouled off the end of the bat, and it's 0-2. Just to round that out then for the Woodbat Classics tournaments, the Desert Classic June 4th through 7th, the Cactus Classic June 18th through the 21st. And all that information can be found at southwestwoodbatclassics.com. The 2-strike pitch, that's going to bounce, get in there and go to the backstop, and that'll bring in the tying run for Tempe United. The wild pitch scores the run. So Smith scores on the wild pitch. Johnson goes to third. Infield about halfway now. And that ball popped up. Going to be playable. And caught. What a catch by the catcher, Quadros. We saw Kenny make a great catch in the first inning, and now it's Quadros that makes the catch here in the third. And now the base umpire is going to come in. Maybe he got a different look at it to see that ball hit the ground. And that is what's going to be called. That'll bring the head coach for the Aggies out of the dugout just to get a clarification as to what he saw. So take the out off the board, and Martinez back up there with a count of a ball and 2 strikes. pitch foul down the left side and out of play. So new life here for Martinez, trying to get Johnson in from third base with nobody out in the top of the third. A 2-2 ball game. Pitch inside for a ball, and it's 2-2. I tried to throw behind the runner over at third, but Johnson back well ahead of the throw. Tafoya back to the line and the pitch. And that's a ball out to right field, over to make the catch Canales. The runner will tag from third and score. And so Martinez comes through. A foul out turns into a sacrifice fly and an RBI. As Johnson scores to make it 3-2 Tempe United. Now one out and the base is empty. And the batter is Matt Bergevin. First one maybe a little bit low. 4-1. Bergevin lined out to the center fielder Carrasco to end the first. And that ball smacked right back up the middle and into center field. And another base hit for Tempe United. Second hit of the inning. And now the batter is Mike Kenny. Kenny lined out to Carrasco, the center fielder, his first time up. Takes a breaking ball outside for ball one. Team scoreless in the first inning. Tempe United got a run in the top of the second. The Aggies responded with 2 in the bottom of the second. And now Tempe United with 2 in the top of the third. Turn and a throw to first base, and the runner is back standing. Check over to first base, and the pitch is high for a ball. Next pitch outside, 3-0. Tafoya has slowed down considerably here in the third inning. Now set, and the pitch. And that's outside, ball 4. So 4 pitch walk to Kenny. Now 2 aboard with 1 out. 2 runs in the inning for Tempe United. The batter is Mateo Baker. Baker had the first base hit of the ball game for Tempe United. That came with 1 out in the second. He's batting again here in the third. First pitch to Baker inside for a ball. And that's going to prompt a timeout from the Aggie dugout. Playing in the top of the third, Tempe United leads the Aggies by a score of 3-2. The first pitch hit down the left field line, but a foul ball. That would have brought in for sure one, and then where the ball ended up down the line might have turned into a ground rule double, but instead just a little bit wide of the line. A ball and a strike on Baker. And a pitch on the inside corner. And the count goes to 1-2. The 1-2 pitch down the left field line again. This one well foul and bounces out of play. Ball and 2 strikes on Baker with a couple of runners aboard. No look back at all there, and a breaking ball is high and outside, and it's 2-2. Tafoya with a set and the pitch. And another one fouled out of play over on the left side. Two balls, 2 strikes on Baker. Trying to win the battle here against Tafoya, the 2-2. And he spoils another one out of play. That's 3 different 2-strike pitches fouled off the left side by Baker as he continues to extend at the at-bat. Already 7 pitches in the at-bat. Pitch number 8 coming up. Trying to spin that breaking ball, misses high and away, and that runs the count full. Bergman at second, Kenny at first. One down in the Tempe United third inning. They've scored twice to go up 3-2. And the pitch is high for ball 4. And I think that's going to be it for Tafoya. Back-to-back walks to load the bases. And another timeout. We play in the third, still 3-2, Tempe United. And a pitching change for the Aggies as Andres Cota is on to pitch. And Cota gets the first pitch over for a strike to Luke Bell. And a slow ground ball with the infield in. It's a throw back to the plate, and that'll be in time. So Aggies able to get the force play, 6-2 on the force. As Eddie Morales moves over to shortstop, Tafoya goes to third base. So a 5-2 force gets Bergevin at the plate. Bell aboard on the fielder's choice, and now a new hitter up there in place of Justin Valenzuela. And it is CJ Arriaga. Bases loaded, 2 outs, top of the third. And the first one popped up, and that'll be not playable. Not enough altitude on that shot there, so it drops softly for a foul ball. The 1-strike pitch from Andres Cota. And that's inside. And it's 1-1. The set and the 1-1. And a ground ball. That's going to get through and into left field for a base hit. 1 run will score. Here comes a throw to the plate, and it is not in time. It's a 2-run pinch hit single for CJ Arriaga, and Tempe United leads 5-2. Arriaga comes through in a big way. With that base hit to left field, a couple of runs score. And now with first and third and 2 outs, the batter is Trey Mayfield. Fly ball to left field, and that will end the inning as Mayfield flies out. But a good inning for Tempe United. They score 4 times, and after 2.5, they lead the Aggies by a score of 5-2. Three, 4, and 5 in the order in the bottom of the third inning as Daniel Reese takes inside and maybe low for ball 1. The 1 and the 1-0 pitch. That's low for a ball. 2-0. It's Reese, Castaneda, and Cota for the Aggies in the third. A high pop up in the infield, playable there for the shortstop Johnson. Just to the shortstop side of the bag at second, and he makes the catch for out number 1. Now Castaneda, who grounded out his first time up, will try to get it started for the Aggies here in the third inning. Can close the book on Anibal Tafoya, the starter for the Aggies. As the first one to Castaneda is over for a strike. Tafoya goes 2 1/3 innings for the Aggies. Gives up 5 runs, but only 2 earned on 4 hits. He walked 3 and struck out 1. Pitch foul to the screen behind home plate, and the count is 0-2. And if you're an Aggie fan, you wonder how that inning might have been different in the third had that error to begin the inning. As that's outside for a ball, and it's 1-2. And next one misses. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And look at the other side of it for Luke Bell, back out there to start the third inning for the squad from Tempe United, as that's up and in 3-2. Bell got out of the first inning with an error and 2 walks left. The bases loaded. Not as fortunate in the second. Gave up a couple of hits in the inning and 2 runs. There's a ground ball over to third. Hard shot off of the third baseman, Bergman, and Johnson tries to throw over to first, but that's not in time. So Castañeda aboard at first, and with 1 on and 1 out, the batter is Andres Cota. And we'll get a timeout here from the Tempe United dugout. Playing in the bottom of the third, 5-2 Tempe United. Andres Cota at the plate. He takes inside for ball 1. Cota walked on 4 pitches his first time up, so he's yet to see a strike from Bell. The 1-0. And a, swing. Fielded, and bad throw from Bell as he throws it over the head of Martinez. Aggies are going to wave a runner around third base. Here comes a throw to the plate, and out at the plate. Well, that's good hustle over there on the right side for Tempe United, and they're able to get that throw to the plate, and the pinch runner for Castañeda is down for the Aggies. We'll take a timeout playing in a third, still 5-2. Dylan Simstrode was the pinch runner and the player shaken up on that last play. He was able to walk off on his own as Jacob Carrillo fouls a pitch off the right side for strike 1. So Simstrode was thrown out at the plate for the second out of the inning. Cota was able to get all the way around to third base, so he's at third with 2 away. And a swing and a miss for Carrillo, and it's 0-2. And the 2-strike pitch. And a swing and a miss. Nice comeback there for Bell after the throwing error. It comes back to strike out Carrillo, and that ends the Aggie third inning. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error. A runner thrown out at the plate, 1 runner left on. After 3, the Aggies still trail Tempe United 5-2. Set to get underway in the top of the 4th inning. And the first pitch to Justice Harasha up and in for ball 1. It's 9, 10, and 1 in the order for Tempe United. And a fly ball to center field. And that's put away out there in center for the first down. Now the batter is Zach Smith. Smith got things started for Tempe United in the 3rd inning. He led off the 3rd and reached on an error. Stole a base, came around to score a run. 1 of 4 that Tempe United scored in the 3rd. And the first pitch to Smith, low and away for ball 1. Ball hit down the right side, but will be just foul. One and one on Smith, back in there and ready. This is the Futures Division Championship game of the MLK Classic, put on by Southwest Woodbat Classics. Now 2 balls and a 1 strike on Smith. 1 out, bases empty in the top of the 4th. And the 2-1 pitch. Low for a ball, 3-1. back to it, the 3-1 pitch. And that's outside for ball 4. Smith with a 1-out walk. He's aboard at first base. That turns the order over again. And the batter is Ryan Johnson. Runner takes off. Johnson taps it slowly back to Cota. His only play is to first base, and it is in time. So Johnson grounds out 1-3 on the play. Second out of the inning as Smith goes to second base, and the batter is Elias Martinez. First pitch misses for a ball. The throw down to third, and it's not in time. That popped out of the glove of the catcher, Quadros, and so that'll be a pass ball. Now 2-0 on Martinez with a runner at third and 2 away in the Tempe United 4th inning. And that pitch over for a strike, and it's 2-1. If you're interested in purchasing a DVD of today's game or would like to hire our company, Southwest Sports Network, to cover one of your future ball games, feel free to contact us via the web at swsn.tv, or you can contact us by phone, as that next pitch is outside 3-1. Phone number is 480-654-2855, and we'd be happy to schedule a future game for you later on in this baseball season, or any other sports as well. We do them all. Here comes the 3-1 pitch, and that's low for ball 4. Second walk surrendered by Cota in the inning. Now first and third with 2 outs for Matt Bergerman. Matt lined out to center his first time up, then had a base hit in the third. 1 for 2 on the day. A ball popped up on the right side. Castaneda drifting around. He lost it, and the second baseman Rodriguez got behind him and made the play to end the inning. And Tempe United does not score in the 4th. No runs, no hits, a couple of walks, 2 runners left. Midway through this one, Tempe United leads the Aggies 5-2. 7, 8, and 9 in the order for the Aggies. Jordan Canales takes ball 1. And the next one misses for a ball, 2-0. Canales hit a fly ball to Mayfield in center his first time up. Tafoya and Morales to follow in the inning as the next one misses for a ball, 3-0. And that's high, ball 4. So 4 straight out of the strike zone to begin the 4th inning. Canales goes to first base. A timeout coming from the Tempe United dugout, and a pitching change coming as well. Playing in the bottom of the 4th, 5-2 Tempe. As we get back to play, first pitch to Tafoya bounces in and goes to the backstop. That'll send Canales to second on a wild pitch. And as I mentioned, a pitching change for Tempe United. Matt Bergevin is on to pitch for Tempe United. CJ Arriaga now at third. Here's the set and the 1-0 pitch. That's bounced in. That'll get to the backstop, and that'll get a runner to third base. Still really nothing hurt there if you're Tempe United, protecting a 3-run lead, trying to anyway, and it's going to put that runner over to third base with nobody out. Still a ways to go in this one, though, only the bottom of the 4th inning. And a pitch over for a strike. And they count 2-1. And that ball hit sharply into center field, in for a base hit. Mayfield gets it back in as Canales scores, and Tafoya comes through with an RBI single to make it 5-3. And that brings up Eddie Morales. Morales with a walk and a run scored his last time up. Ball skipped in there, blocked by Kenny. Did a good job to keep that one there at his feet. Yeah, that went over for a strike. The count 1-1. Over to first, runner back. A run in for the Aggies, a runner at first base and nobody out. That ball bunted, picked up, and the easy toss onto first base is in time, but a sacrifice for Morales. 1-3 sacrifice on the play as Tafoya goes to second base, and the batter is Dylan Ramirez. The first one misses inside for a ball to Ramirez. Dylan struck out his first time up. The 1-0 pitch. That's inside, 2-0. The count on Ramirez, the number 10 hitter in the order for the Aggies, and he takes a strike, and it's 2-1. Look back to second base, the 2-1 pitch. And that's low, 3-1. Championship game of the Futures Division of the MLK Classic from Papago Park. And that pitch just off the plate, misses wide, and it's ball 4. First walk given up by Bergevin, second walk of the inning, and the 5th overall for Tempe pitchers. Tafoya at second and Ramirez at first with one out. A run in for the Aggies. They're down 5-3. And it's back to the top of the order. David Quadros, the catcher, had a 2-run double his last time up on a line shot out to left field that Valenzuela couldn't get. Bounced and got past him. That's popped up and out of play behind the dugout on the third base side. Well, last game of the tournament being played right here on field number 2. The other 2 championship games for the other divisions have finished. Another consolation game just now wrapping up. And a ground ball over to the right side. Going to throw to second. The ball hits the runner. And everyone's safe for the Aggies. Martinez fielded that ground ball and decided to try to go to second base. Threw that ball into the back of the runner, Ramirez. Third error of the ball game for Tempe United. It loads the bases for the Aggies with one out, and the batter is Ricky Carrasco. Carrasco going after the first one, laces it foul and out of play on the third base side for strike one. Temperature has dropped considerably now that the sun is down. Out of the windup, the next one on the way, and that's high for a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Carrasco. Bases loaded, 1 out, a run in for the Aggies. They trail 5-3. And that one behind the hitter Carrasco. Kenny able to track it down, and I think the runner at third, Tafoya, wasn't able to pick that one up. Just kind of the angle, the way that ball got away. Wasn't able to find it. That and the fact, I suppose, that with the bases loaded and only 1 out for the Aggies, sure don't want to make a mistake here and get a runner thrown out at the plate in a situation where he wouldn't have to take off. Corners are up, middle infielders back as Bergevin out of the windup delivers. That's bounced in, and it's 3-2. Now, strike zone shrinks a little bit if you're Bergevin because the bases are loaded, and now a 3-2 count. He needed to come in with a strike, otherwise a run is forced in. The 3-2 pitch. And that did not miss by much. Maybe just off the outside corner. And it is a bases loaded walk to Carrasco to force in a run as Tafoya scores to cut it to 5-4. And now the bases loaded with 1 out for Daniel Reese and another Tempe United timeout. The first pitch to Reese is low for a ball. And the 1-0 pitch. A swing and a miss, and it's 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. That's low for a ball, 2-1. Two runs in for the Aggies in the bottom of the 4th. They've cut it to 5-4. And the 2-1 pitch. And that's a line shot into left center field, down for a hit. 2 runs will score. It's a 2-run single off the bat of Daniel Reese. And the Aggies lead it 6-5. Reese with his first hit of the day and perfect time to come through. A 2-run single. It's now a 4-run fourth inning for the Aggies. And now Castañeda. And he takes low for ball 1. Next one over for a strike, and it's 1-1. Castañeda had a base hit his last time up, 1 for 2 on the day. And now a swing and a miss on a pitch up out of the strike zone, and the count 1-2. Next one misses away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 hits, 3 walks, and an error in the inning. Couple of wild pitches. 1 sacrifice, the only out so far. And now a pop up down the right field line. If it's fair, it's trouble. That's down for a base hit. Throw goes all the way across the diamond. And that will reload the bases. Castañeda with his second hit of the night. Carrasco to third, Reese to second, and Castañeda on at first base. The batter is Andres Cota. And that got a piece of Cota up and in. He's going to go to first base. I don't think it hurt him, but it sure got his attention. You could just barely hear it click on the way by, and so Cota hit by the pitch, and that will bring in another run. So Carrasco scores. It's now a 5-run fourth inning, and it's 7-5, and another Tempe United timeout. And a pitching change for Tempe United as C.J. Arriaga is on to face Jacob Carrillo. And his first pitch misses inside for ball 1. Bases loaded for the Aggies in the 4th. And still only 1 out. They have scored 5 times. The 1-0 pitch. That's high, 2-0. And that went over for a strike, and it's 2-1. The 2-1, and a swing and a miss, pitch up out of the strike zone over Carrillo's head. Anxious to make something happen here for the Aggies, but instead the count is 2-2. The 2-2 pitch. And one after another one up out of the strike zone. Carrillo strikes out for the second time today in the second out of the 4th inning. And the batter is Jordan Canales. Canales walked and scored to start this 4th inning for the Aggies, and he takes strike 1. Now a change at second base as Castañeda is lifted for a pinch runner. It's Carrillo that runs at second base as the next one is low. One ball, one strike. And the next one high and away, and it's 2-1. Luke Bell, the starter for Tempe United, goes 3+ innings as he faced the first hitter here in the fourth. That was Canales, who's at the plate now. That's high, 3-1. For Bell, then 3+ innings, 3 hits, 3 runs all earned, 4 walks, 2 strikeouts. And the 3-1 pitch. And that's not close. Ball 4. And another run is forced in. Now a 6-run 4th inning. 8-5 Aggies. And the batter is Anibal Tafoya, who had a RBI single his last time up. 2 for 2 on the day. Couple of singles, couple of runs scored. And the first pitch over for a strike. So the Aggies more than hit around here in the 4th inning, and 6 runs to show for it so far. Still a bases loaded and 2 outs. The 1 strike pitch. That's low, and it's 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. That's high, 2-1. The 2-1 pitch. That's high for a ball, 3-1. They get to this point in a tournament, you know, it's the first time I've seen these teams in this tournament or you know, anything like that, but sometimes you just get to a point where you run out of pitching. And I don't know if that's the case here. Pitchers are battling for sure, as that's on the inside corner for a strike. Runners take off on 3-2, and a swing and a miss. And Tafoya strikes out. That ends the inning, but a solid 6-run 4th inning for the Aggies. After 4, it's 8-5 Aggies. Four, 5, and 6 in the order for Tempe United in the top of the 5th inning, and Cotta's first pitch is outside for ball 1. Kenny, Baker, and Bell scheduled to hit for Tempe in the 5th. The 1-0 pitch. That misses for a ball, and it's 2-0. This one going an hour and 54 minutes at this point, but no time limit in the championship game. Fly ball into shallow center field, and that's caught for the first out. Carrasco comes in a long way to make that catch, and that's out number 1 in the Tempe 5th, and the batter is Mateo Baker. And Cotta, the right-hander, ready, and his first one on the way, and that's over the outside corner for a strike. Baker with a single and a run in the second, a walk and a run in the third. The 0-1. That's on the outside corner, a strike, and it's 0-2. Tempe United has been able to put some runs on the board. They got a run in the second and scored 4 times in the third. The 0-2 from Cota. Took a little off, and it bounces in there for a ball 1-2. Aggies with 2 runs in the second and then a big 6 spot in the fourth. They lead it 8-5 as we play in the fifth. And I mentioned the Aggies and how they got to this championship game for Tempe United, 3-1 through their early games. They beat the Rattlers, shut them out, in fact, 8-0 the final in that one. As the next one is outside 2-2. And then Tempe United beat Pinnacle 4-2. A 1-0 win over Nutty Buddy. And then their one loss to Sandlot 4-3. Cota ready with a 2-2 pitch. And that's fouled out of play, third base side, and we'll stay at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Cota ready again, and a 2-2 pitch coming up. And that's hit back up the middle, and that's thrown into center field, a base hit. Cota couldn't get to it, and then Morales, the shortstop, with a dive, he couldn't get it. Got by him and into center field. And now with 1 on and 1 out, the batter is Luke Bell. Bell had a base hit in the second inning, reached on a fielder's choice in the third. Turn, sidearm toss to first, runner back. Tempe United trying to get the bats going again here. Another throw to first base, and again Baker back. But the Aggies sent 11 to the plate in the bottom of the fourth inning. Ended up with only 3 hits in the inning. 4 walks and a hit batter, plus an error, and that turned into a 6-run bottom of the fourth. That's off the handle of the bat, fouled back and out of play. Wouldn't expect Cota to spend a whole lot of time worrying about that runner at first, although he's going to throw that way again. You know, on the one hand, you maybe want to keep him kind of close to give yourself a shot at a force at second and maybe a double play ball. But still want to make sure that much of your concentration is on the hitter at the plate. And there's a swing and a miss for a strike from Bell, and it's 0-2. The set from Cota, the 2-strike pitch, and a fly ball into right center field. And that's off the glove of the right fielder Canales, and that'll put another runner aboard for Tempe United. So an E9. Baker goes to second, Bell at first, and the batter is CJ Arriaga. Tempe United has been able to get base runners against Cota, but they've not been able to push a run in against him. He allowed a couple of inherited runners to score. And Arriaga with a swing and a miss for a strike. Arriaga delivered a big hit in a pinch hit roll back in the third inning, a 2-run single to left. And that fastball just off the outside corner for a ball, and it's 1-1. Tempe United trailing 8-5, batting in the top of the 5th inning in the Futures Division Championship game of the MLK Classic. And a swing and a miss. And they count 1-2. Check back to second, and the 1-2. And that's driven into right center field. Arriaga has done it again. That's going to split the outfielders and roll almost to the warning track. 1 run will score. Another runner going to be waved around. And it's a 2-run double for C.J. Arriaga. And that makes it 8-7. So Arriaga has come on with 2 base hits in 2 trips, including a double and now 4 RBI. Played a little bit of third base, and now he's on as the pitcher as well for Tempe United. He'll come off now, and Mike Kenny will run at second base. So the tying run at second here in the top of the 5th inning with 1 out, and the batter is Trey Mayfield. And the first one of Mayfield at the knees for a strike. Now Cotto with the look back to second base in the 0-1. That's over for a strike, and it's 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, a runner at second and 1 out. 2 runs in for Tempe United in the 5th. And a swing and a miss, and Mayfield strikes out. Justice Harasha. And Harasha takes a strike. Cotto looking in as Quadros goes through the signs. Runner's going to take off, pitch a strike, throw to third base. Off the glove into shallow left. The tying run going to come to the plate. The throw to the plate is not in time, and Tempe United has tied it in the top of the 5th. A stolen base and an E2 ties the game. And now Harasha will try to get it going here with 2 outs and 2 strikes with the bases empty. Popped up down the right field line into foul territory and out of the reach of Castaneda. He was, I think, probably the closest player, although Canales was also giving chase. 0-2 on Harasha. Zach Smith would be next for Tempe United. And that bounces in there for a ball. 1-2. Harasha with a ground out and a fly out in 2 at-bats. Caught with a 1-2. And a called third strike, and that will end the inning, but not before Tempe United scores 3 times in the top of the 5th. And after 4.5, it's Tempe United 8 and the Aggies 8. And 9-10-1 in the order in the first pitch. Hits Morales. He didn't react like he was hit. He turned in from it for sure. And the catcher, Kenny, had a look at the plate umpire. I don't think he thought it got him. But the tie-breaking run aboard to begin the bottom of the 5th inning for the Aggies. Morales on at first base, and the batter is Dylan Ramirez. First one to Ramirez, low for a ball. And the next one over for a strike, and it's 1-1. Ramirez a strikeout in the 2nd, a walk, and a run scored in the 4th. And a ground ball on the right side. That's through and into right field for a base hit. And the first 2 aboard. And that sets the table for the top of the order as Morales, the 9-hitter, hit by a pitch. Ramirez, the number 10 hitter, with a single through the right side. And now 2 on with nobody out for the top of the order, the leadoff hitter, David Quadros. Quadros has been on base all 3 times. 1 hit in 3 trips. The other 2 times reached by way of an error. He's going to bunt, pushes it on the third base side, but pushes it foul. He had just started to call time. Saw the left hand go up to call time just as Arriaga started the delivery to the plate. But Quadros hit that fly ball to left field to start the bottom of the 1st inning. That ball was dropped, and so he reached, had a 2-run double in the 2nd inning, and then reached on a fielder's choice and an error in the 4th. That ball inside and just about got him as Quadros had to jump out of the way. A wild pitch moves the runners up. Now a ball and a strike on Quadros. 2 runners in scoring position, and would expect Tempe United would bring the infield in. They have not as of yet. I mean, it's the go-ahead run at 3rd, playing in the bottom of the 5th. And a fly ball hit well out to right center field. Drawn in infield wouldn't have done any good there, as that's down. 1 run will score. Another runner waved around. The throw to second is not in time. And it's a 2-run double for David Quadros, his 2nd 2-run double of the ball game. First 3 now have reached for the Aggies in the 5th. They score twice to go on top 10-8. And the batter is Ricky Carrasco. First pitch high for a ball. Carrasco 0 for 1, but a couple of walks, including one with the bases loaded. So an RBI, and he scored a run. And the next pitch high, 2-0. Showing bunt. Carrasco takes low and inside, and it's 3-0. And a look back to second. The step back, but no throw. And the 3-0 pitch. That's over for a strike, and it's 3-1. And the 3-1 pitch. Outside corner for a strike, and it's 3-2. Aggies have scored twice here in the bottom of the 5th inning. They lead 10-8. The 3-2 pitch. And a ground ball. Out to short, on to first base. In time, scooped up nicely over there by Martinez. So a 6-3 ground out. First out of the inning as Cuadros goes to third. And the batter is Daniel Reese. Reese with a 2-run single his last time up, 1 for 3 on the day. The first one is called a ball. The next pitch high for a ball, 2-0. Arriaga bounces the next one in. 3 balls and no strikes on Reese. And a 3-0. Over for a strike, and it's 3-1. The 3-1 pitch. That's fouled off, and it's 3-2. Castañeda would be next for the Aggies. Should get a chance to hit here with a runner at third and only 1 out. And the 3-2. And a fly ball hit well out to center field. Drives Mayfield back. And able to make the catch, just reaching up, and got enough of it there to hang on. Still though, a sacrifice fly off the bat of Reese as Cuadros scores from third to make it 11-8. And now 2 outs and the base is empty for Castañeda. Castañeda 2 for 3 today, singles in the 3rd and the 4th inning. Now batting here in the 5th with the bases empty. Takes a fastball outside for ball 1. The 1-0 pitch. Off the plate, 2-0. Nine, 10, and 1 coming up for Tempe United when they hit in the 6th. They'll be down at least 3 as that pitch is over for a strike, and it's 2-1. And the 2-1 pitch. Fouled back out of play, and it's 2-2. A 2-2 from Arriaga. And a called third strike, and that will end the Aggie 5th inning. They score 3 times, and after 5, lead 11-8. Begin the top of the 6th inning for Tempe United, and I think I had said on the bottom of the 5th it was going to be 9, 10, and 1. It's actually 10, 1, and 2 in the order, as the first pitch to Zach Smith is low for ball 1. So Smith leading it off. He reached on an error and scored in the 3rd and walked in the 4th. And the next one is low, and it's 2-0. The 2-0 from Cota. Inside, 3-0. And the 3-0 pitch. That's high, ball 4. And so a 4-pitch walk to start the Tempe 6th. And the batter is Ryan Johnson. That's 5 in a row now as Johnson takes outside for ball 1. Sent from Cota in the 1-0. Swinging, even though 5 in a row out of the strike zone, popped up and out now. Caught by the second baseman Rodriguez. One on and 1 out for Elias Martinez. Runner takes off, pitch a strike, throw to second base will be late. Smith with a steal. But Cota jumps in front of Martinez with that pitch over there for a strike. Next one high, 1-1. And we were scoreless in the first inning. Tempe United got a run in the top of the 2nd. Aggies answer with 2 in the bottom of the 2nd. Then 4 for Tempe United in the top of the 3rd. There's a line drive. That's into center field. And that's a base hit. Single for Martinez as Smith is held at 3rd. And the batter is Matt Bergevin. But after that, 4 runs for Tempe United in the top of the third. They led 5-2. Stayed that way till the bottom of the fourth. The Aggies scored 6 times in the fourth inning and went up 8-5. Tempe United with 3 in the top of the fifth to tie it at 8. Aggies with 2 in the make it to 3 in the bottom of the fifth to go up 11-8. And that's where we're at in the top of the sixth inning as the first one misses for a ball. Tying run at the plate though for the Aggies as they hit in the sixth with 1 out. Turn and a throw to first base. Again, I don't know that you want to worry a whole lot about that runner at first. And a ball in on the fist there, and the out goes to second and on to first base. Not in time, and so a run is in for Tempe United. Rodriguez had to go a ways to get that one, to get the force at second base. The throw on to first, not in time, so it's an RBI fielder's choice as Smith scores to make it 11-9. Now a runner at first with 2 outs, and the batter is Mike Kenny. First one from Cota is outside for a ball. Kenny 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. And a pitch on the inside corner, a strike, and it's 1-1. Set from Cota and the 1-1. That's inside, 2-1. Pretty good sized lead over there at first for Bergman. Off-speed pitch, fouled back, and out of play, and they count 2-2. Now the set from Cota, the 2-2 pitch. And a slow tapper back, fielding and flipping underhand to second base. Rodriguez to Morales, and that will end the inning. Tempe United gets one back in the top of the sixth. After 5.5, they trail 11-9. Andres Cota will lead things off in the sixth inning for the Aggies. Aggies went 4-0 to get to this championship game. Tempe United 3-1, a 1-run loss to Sandlot. A ball and a strike on Cota. Carrillo and Canales to follow for the Aggies. And a pitch fouled out of play on the right side on the count 1-2. Mike Kenny on to pitch for Tempe United, trying to keep the Aggies close and give Tempe a chance in the seventh. The 1-2 bounced in there. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-2. That's over the outside corner and a called third strike. So Coda out on strikes. And the batter is Jacob Carrillo. And a curveball over for a strike. Carrillo 0 for 3. The 1-strike pitch. Fastball, and that's a line shot into right field, and it's a base hit. Canales 0 for 1. He had a couple of walks. Both came in the 4th inning. Walked to lead off the inning, and then walked with the bases loaded later in the inning. It was 11 hitters, actually 12 hitters to the plate and 6 runs. Turn and a throw to first, and the runner back. Pitch outside, and it's 2-0. 1 on, 1 out, bottom of the 6th. The Aggies lead Tempe United 11-9. And a pitch over for a strike. The next one outside, 3-1. Another toss to first, and again the runner back. Set from Kenny in the 3-1. Over for a strike. Now the set and the 3-2. And that's just foul outside of the bag at third. Three balls, 2 strikes. Runner at first and 1 out. Kenny's 3-2. And that one's fouled out of play. Carrillo, the runner at first, took off on that one. Another 3-2 pitch. Runner goes again, and the pitch is high, and it's ball 4. So 2 aboard for Anibal Tafoya. Tafoya with a couple of base hits, a single and a run in the 2nd, and an RBI single and a run in the 4th. First pitch, inner half of the plate for a strike, and it's 0-1. Flick back to second base. And a step off. And pitch over for a strike, and it's 0-2. Aggies lead it 11-9, trying to add some insurance here in the bottom of the 6th. And a high pop up into foul territory, and that's caught for the second out by Bergevin. Two away for Eddie Morales. It'll be 5, 6, and 7 in the order for Tempe United in the 7th, trailing by a score of 11-9. And the first one to Morales inside corner, strike one. Look back at the 0-1 and didn't miss by much, little low maybe, 1-1. Two on with 2 outs at the bottom of the 6th for the Aggies. Trying to finish off an undefeated tournament. There's a fly ball hit well out to left field, and that's caught for the final out. Good job out there tracking it down and left. And F7 ends the 6th inning for the Aggies. No runs, 1 hit, a walk, and 2 left. We'll go to the 7th, 11-9, Aggies lead. Mateo Binker, the leadoff hitter for Tempe United in the top of the 7th. The first pitch is inside for ball 1. And the 1-0 pitch. Fouled out of play, and they count 1-1. Tempe United with a run in the 2nd, 4 in the 3rd, 3 in the 5th, 1 in the 6th. Aggies 2 runs in the 2nd, 6 runs in the 4th, and 3 in the 5th. The 1-1. That's hit on the ground, and that's through and into left field, a base hit. So the Aggies get it started, make it the Tempe United Ball Club gets it started here in the 7th inning with a leadoff single. 3rd hit of the day for Baker, plus a walk. He's been on base all 4 times. And the batter is Luke Bell. So get that leadoff hitter aboard, and now Tempe United with a tying run at the plate in the top of the 7th. It's the Futures Championship game of the MLK Classic. And a line drive caught, throw behind the runner, not in time back at first base. Bell hits the ball hard, but right at the shortstop, Morales. C.J. Arriaga 2 for 2 today with a double and 4 knocked in. Had a 2-run single in the 3rd and a 2-run double in the 5th. Gonna need him again here in the 7th inning. The first one on the way. A little bit low, ball 1. 1 on, 1 out, top of the 7th inning. 2 hours and 44 minutes of baseball to this point. And that one foul to the backstop, and it's 1-1. Cota with the set and the 1-1 pitch. And another base hit. That's back up the middle and into center field. Arriaga 3 for 3. And now the tying run at first and the go-ahead run at the plate with 1 out in the 7th. Luke Bell will come on as the runner for Arriaga. The batter is Trey Mayfield. Mayfield 0 for 3, a ground out, a fly out, and a strikeout. And a swing and a foul tip for a strike. And the next pitch at the knees, a strike, and it's 0-2. And Mayfield with a swing and a miss. He strikes out, and that's out number 2. Now Mayfield will run in place of Bell at first base. And the batter is Justice Harasha. Then I had mentioned Mayfield 0 for 3. I actually gave you his, it was 0 for 3, but the wrong information. A fielder's choice, a fly out and a strikeout. It's Harasha that had a ground out, fly out, strikeout 0 for 3 day so far. This would be a great spot to come up with a first base hit, though, as he fouls this one out of play on the first base side. Tying run at first base, go ahead run at the plate, but 2 outs in the 7th for Tempe United. Aggies trying to find the final out here and secure the championship and finish the weekend at 5-0. The 1-strike pitch. It's outside, and it's 1-1. Cota looking in. The set and the 1-1 pitch. That's low for a ball. 2-1. Cota came on with 1 out in the 3rd and has gone the rest of the way for the Aggies. And he is the pitcher of record, in line for the win if he can get the last out in the 7th inning. The 2-1 pitch. Runners go, pitch outside, and no play at either base. So that makes it a little more interesting now as the tying run now moves into scoring position at second base after the double steal. A base hit from Harasha could tie the ball game. Mayfield's the courtesy runner at second base with pretty good speed. And the pitch is outside for ball 4. Now the tying run at second, the go-ahead run on base at first with 2 outs in the inning. It's the number 10 hitter in the order, Zach Smith, that steps to the plate for Tempe United and will get a timeout from the Aggies dugout. Playing in the top of the 7th, 11-9 Aggies. Zach Smith in and ready as the Aggies stay with Cota. And a line shot and caught at first base. Boy, that just about got over the head of the first baseman Castaneda, and it probably would have tied the game. Instead, he goes up high enough to bring it down pulls down the line, drive off the bat of Zach Smith, and that will do it as the Aggies hang on and win it by a final score of 11-9. Valiant effort there for Tempe United in the 7th, as they got a couple of men on base with base hits plus a walk. They leave the bases loaded, and we go final 11-9, the final in this one. And we'll get you unofficial anyway totals on the ball game. For Tempe United, 9 runs, 7 hits, 3 errors, 8 runners left on. For the Aggies, 11 runs on 9 hits, 2 errors, and 10 runners left on base. Andres Cota gets the win for the Aggies, and CJ Arriaga takes the loss for the ball club from Tempe United. And that will do it, as the Aggies are the champions of the Futures Division in the 2015 MLK Classic put on by Woodbat Classics. And so that will do it here from Papago Park. Again, our final score, it's the Aggies 11 and Tempe United 9. From Papago Park, Todd Garbison for Southwest Sports Network saying so long, and congratulations once again to the Aggies. They are the champions of the Futures Division.